Hey there, horror movie tea sippers.
The following podcast episode will contain spoilers for the movie we are about to review. If you have not seen the movie and do not wish to have anything ruined prematurely, please do not continue to watch or listen until you have seen the movie.
And welcome to the Horror Movie Tea Podcast. Today we are covering Eat, Brains, Love. But before we go and do the review, let's grab our cups and talk about tea. You like the title?
Yeah.
I'm doing a repeat. I'm doing the Plum Deluxe Peach Bellini Herbal Tea with rooibos tea, apple, apricot, strawberry, mango, orange, pineapple, rose petals, and peach and papaya essence, because I'm not saying pieces every single time again.
I'm also doing a repeat. I'm having the Queen's Blend green tea from Plum Deluxe. It has green tea, apple pieces, orange peels, blue cornflowers, calendula, bergamot oil, lemon essence, and vanilla essence. And this one does have caffeine, which is very much needed.
I wish mine did. Plum Deluxe, come out with a caffeinated version, please. But thank you to Plum Deluxe for allowing us to continue to do what we love. And for our tea sippers out there, brew yourself a cup of tea, sit back, relax, and we hope you enjoy the review. So for the summary...
I'm getting updates on my little one.
So it kind of all goes down in a school cafeteria where like two people become zombies and like completely like kill everyone in the cafeteria, or a lot of people.
A lot of people.
And this movie is kind of interesting because they have their own like zombie
Lore.
Yeah, and zombie killing unit that like comes in and like figures out, and it's like there's like psychics involved, and it's kind of a strange movie, but but anyways, you kind of learn that zombieism is caught by STD essentially, or through sex, and
It's one hell of an STD.
yeah, for real. It's like I wonder if condoms would prevent it.
They were saying that yes, apparently it does.
But
Like it's transmitted through unprotected sex, they said.
but yeah, so the two kids from the school are like traveling together, and he has like a crush on her, and it's a whole like thing. Mm-hmm. But then like the psychic that's a part of the zombie killing unit also kind of like has a crush on him, and it's a whole weird dynamic. But yeah, that's all you need to know for the summary. So for entertainment, this one is honestly kind of a tough one for me because it very much seems like a movie that would jive with a movie that I would like. Mm-hmm. But it very much hit the just okay button. Like, I'm not mad I watched it, but it's like I also have no need to watch it again. So at least and it's like, I feel like there were a few funny scenes that like hit with me, but quite a few of the humor I didn't really like chuckle at. I was just like, oh, they're trying to be like lighthearted and funny, but I'm not part of that joke.
Yeah.
So because of that, I will probably give this a 6.5. And it's like, I hate giving it this rating because it's like, it feels like it had so much potential to be like a really enjoyable, like fun zombie movie. But for some reason, I can't really put my finger on it, but it just doesn't quite hit all the marks. Mm-hmm. It just kind of falls short of pretty much everything.
Yeah.
Oh, one of the things I wrote down that kind of like made me chuckle is during the sex ed video where they're like a few seconds of pleasure. It's like, oh, they're only gonna, they're anticipating they're only gonna last a few seconds. That cracked me up.
Yeah.
And I did think it was kind of clever, or at least interesting, that the government kind of played off the whole zombie thing at the school as like a school shooting. Mm-hmm. And so it kind of like made you think, is like, oh, well, what if every school shooting or a lot of school shootings were actually like zombie outbreaks? Mm-hmm. So that was kind of like a more lighthearted twist on school shootings. But yeah, it's like I didn't really feel a whole lot of chemistry between the characters. And I don't know if it was the acting or what it was, but it's like the characters that got with each other, I was just like, I didn't really feel that they actually...
Yeah, it was kind of forced.
Yeah. It's just... It's a movie that had the potential of being really good, but fell short. So
I agree. That's why I gave it a 6. Like a solid 6. Like, I'm not mad I watched it. It was kind of fun, and you passed the time with it, but I definitely dozed a little bit. Like, you're not missing too much if you skip this one.
yeah.
But it's all right. It'd be a lot more fun to watch with friends that can also poke fun at it and laugh at it and all, but it's just kind of eh.
Well, and then what also kind of sucks is that it's not one of those movies that's like so bad that it's like fun to make fun of either.
No, it's just kind of middle
like,
of the pack.
Yeah, it's right in the middle where you're like, there's nothing that sticks out that would be funny to make fun of, but there's also nothing like great that like makes it stick out.
Yeah. And a lot of the effects were really a mixed bag.
Yeah.
Because the special effects and the gore and all, for the most part, was decent. I feel like there should have been a bit... I can't believe I'm saying this in a zombie movie. There should have been a bit more blood with a lot of the wounds. Like, you could see a lot of the gore, but it wasn't bleeding like it should have been. So, they did some things really well, but they still kind of fell short. And they did other things, like the zombie looks themselves were honestly a little funny.
Yeah, yeah.
So that fell short. That just kind of missed the mark for me. It was interesting that they likened it almost to kind of a cancer. Like, they go into remission.
Yeah.
So it comes in spurts.
That was kind of interesting on, like, if they eat, they kind of become themselves again.
Yeah. Yeah. But if they go too long without eating, then they'll snap and go on a rampage. So, and they can, I thought it was kind of cool that they can supplement with, like, different animals.
Yeah.
Like rats or squirrels or other things like that. And they didn't have to eat people for a longer period of time. They still had to eat humans at some point, because the rats and all didn't quite scratch that itch for them, but it staved it off for longer.
Yeah.
The psychic thing was weird, and the effects that they used for a lot of them, like the eyes rolling in the back of the head thing, was kind of cool. But the other guy, Alistair, with his headlight eyes...
Yeah, that was dumb. Well, and the fact that
better.
like she'd have her eyes rolled in the back of the head, and then whoever she is doing it on, they weren't like weirded out or anything. They're just like, what are you doing? Or like they just kind of like.
Well, I can understand her partner at the beginning because he was used to it.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, when she would use her gift like around the zombie dude.
Yeah, he didn't
bat an eye.
Yeah.
Like, this is fine.
Like, almost wonder if maybe they had thought of her doing that, like, after the fact, and then that's why no one is really reacting.
Maybe. I don't know.
But the zombie pet was kind of funny, how he would, like, pat him on the head, and it's so stupid.
Yeah, there's just... It's a fun movie, but it's just kind of okay.
Yeah, like, you're not missing much if you don't watch it.
If you need to kill some time and all, then this would be one to have on in the background.
Yeah. If you want a movie that doesn't stir up too many emotion, you just need to, like, zone out for
It's not very deep or anything. It's just... It doesn't really have too much of, like, a deeper meaning or anything like that. There's no double talk or anything. It's just... what you see is what you get. It's a zombie movie.
Yep.
The characters are not very fleshed out. There's forced interactions. It's just...
Yeah. Overall, a lot of so-so.
Yeah. But that's what I got for entertainment.
Realism is a toughie. Oh, man. It's a toughie. Because there's, like, psychics, how the psychic powers work, and then the zombies, and how, like, the whole, like, pet thing even works. I'm gonna give it a 1.5, I think. I think that's fairly reasonable.
I give it a 1. Solid 1. And I feel like even that's kind of pushing it.
Yeah, because, like, not... Like, the character reactions aren't that realistic. Like, the movie is not built to be realistic whatsoever.
Not. It's built to be funny.
Yeah.
And fun.
Yeah. But they kept the fun part. It is a fun movie, but the funny part is not so much.
It's a particular kind of humor. And there were some points that kind of made me chuckle, but on the whole, it's just kind of eh.
Yeah, like, if you compare, like, a zombie comedy movie, it's like, I always think of, like, Zombieland.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And that
This
humor is,
that.
like, way, way better.
Oh, yeah.
But it's also a slightly different type of humor, but...
A lot of it is drier, dark humor in Zombieland.
Yeah. Well, this one is more, like, lighthearted, like, haha, like, and maybe it's because we're just Dark Souls, but...
Well, it's also, like, the main zombie dude was high, like, 75% of the time.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's just not the kind of humor that we normally go for.
Yeah.
He was kind of an idiot. So how long does it take after they have sex for it to work? Is it subjective or is there an actual timeline? And he didn't turn until she bit someone's face off. So was he just like, oh yeah, I could go for a bite?
Yeah, I think, at least the way I interpreted it, is the sight of blood, like, put him into a frenzy as well.
Yeah. So he can still kind of think and reason and everything, but he still decides to go for his friend right off the bat. They kill a whole bunch of people. Nobody stops them. They make it out of the school, kill a few more people, end up in a random parking lot, and wake up. No one's bothered them.
Oh, yeah.
No one's followed them. No one's found them at all. They're able to start a car before they're found. She happens to have a father who is in prison and beforehand had taught her how to hotwire a car, which I don't feel like that was the way to hotwire it. She did something under the hood. Could be wrong.
Because normally it's
not exactly in my skill
it's
set.
underneath the steering wheel.
Yeah, it's under the console.
Yeah. Because I think, isn't that where like the starter or something is?
I mean, at least that's what we see in most other TV shows and movies.
Yeah.
Again, not in our wheelhouse.
We've never hot-wired a car before.
But it just seemed a little off. Also, there was a car next to one of the dead bodies with a door wide open. So likely it had just been used, probably by the person that they ate, and they would likely have had the keys. But sure, go for the older, more beat up one. That's fine. That you have to hotwire. Sure. Cool. The whole psychic thing, if we accept that that is a thing in that world, and that's how it works, nobody bats an eye at glowing eyes or eyes rolling in the back of the head or anything like that, which doesn't seem right, but okay.
Yeah, the glowing eyes is what it's like. Maybe eyes rolling in the back of the head, but the boom, like the glowing eyes, like
yeah. But it's the complete incompetence of them not catching any of these zombies. Like, there should be an investigation as to, even if they are on the sex offender list, I mean, they were people, there should have been an investigation into their disappearance. Just saying. Especially if it's within a certain area and they keep disappearing.
Yeah.
And the person that turned the main dude, she had apparently gone to a different state and made a whole clan. Like, gathered them together and started attacking people. So, like, they were taking over the state. So, was she having sex with random people just to build numbers for their cause? If so, why him? Just saying.
Yeah, it's like, how do you pick and choose? Or if she's just like, anybody who's willing, that's my target.
Yeah. So, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. The fact that Alistair was able to train one of the zombies, Chaz or Chad or whatever the hell his name was.
I think it's Chad.
Something like that. No. No. They should be attacking anything with a pulse. Really. At least by their lore. So the fact that he was able to train him not to attack him or any of the other people that he was with, it was very subjective.
Yeah.
And it didn't make a whole lot of sense.
Yeah, because, like, I can understand, like, wanting to play to the whole, like, oh, I give him a treat and, you know, and then he does what I want. But it's like, it's a zombie. Mm-hmm. Like, if the zombie was on its own, it would be able to get as much, like, food as it wanted. Like,
and it's not going to attack other zombies because its main drive is for food.
Yeah.
Well, other zombies are not going to eat other zombies.
Yeah.
So it's attacking them for no reason.
Yeah, because they're comparing it to, like, oh, like training a dog.
Yeah.
But it's like a dog, we have a relationship with the dog where it's like the dog is dependent on us. And so it's like it makes sense on why. But it's like the zombie isn't dependent on them for food.
No. When it's trapped, it could be. But it would take a lot longer.
Yeah, like he'd have to be trapped for a very long time.
Yeah. So it just didn't make a whole lot of sense there. And nothing was wrapped up at the end at all.
No.
They left it open, I guess, for a sequel. But
probably not going to happen.
Please don't.
Yeah. Not needed.
Yeah.
Unless if you can make it better.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't hold out much hope for that. And the whole, because they forced the interaction between the two main zombies, the whole love triangle thing felt even more forced
Yes, it felt very forced.
and unnecessary.
Yeah. And then like the psychic, like even having a crush on him in the first place, it's like, why? Like I don't know. Yeah, it all felt very forced.
Yeah.
Like I believed the zombie lesbians relationship was more legit.
Yes.
than the two main characters of the life triangle.
Yeah. And how the brother reacted was half and half. Because he's this big conspiracy theorist and has all these different things in place and is trying to live mostly off the grid and everything. But he just lets his sister and some random dude in the house. They tell him that they're zombies. And he just says, I knew it. And starts going on this tirade, but isn't afraid, like, oh, they're going to eat me.
Yeah.
Except at night when he locks his door and puts, like, a dresser in front of it, which, to be fair, which they mentioned this in the movie, he could potentially do every night. So it just seemed weird, but he had agreed to travel with them.
Yeah.
To go look for this cure. Why would he even risk that? When he could potentially turn into food?
Yeah.
It doesn't mesh. It doesn't jive. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah. He was too on board too quickly.
Yes. He was there mostly for expositional purposes, but still, it's just, no.
Yeah.
No. So I give it a solid 1. It's not a realistic movie in any way, shape, or form, but it's kind of fun to watch.
Yeah, like if you just like watching movies or zombie movies just to watch them,
Go for it.
You'll get a little something out of this movie.
You wouldn't miss anything if you skipped it.
No, yeah.
But
yeah.
It's alright to pass the time.
Yeah. But
So, what we got on this one is not much.
yeah.
It really does fall short.
Yeah. And there's so many things, and what sucks is the quality of the movie is pretty good, but it's just, there's a long list of things that it kind of just...
I feel like it was almost a made-for-TV kind of movie.
It kind of felt like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just like a very, non-offensive, just happy, feel good, just, well, not feel good, but happier, fun movie.
Lighthearted.
Yeah.
I feel like I was a little disappointed because with a title like Eat Brains Love, I expected it to be a little better and a little funnier. But it just didn't give me that.
Yeah.
So.
But
We tried.
Yeah. We tried to like it. But thank you for joining us today, and let us know what you thought of the movie. If you'd like to recommend a movie, game, or tea, you can leave us a comment or join our Discord. And if you'd like to keep up to date with our content, you can find our link tree listed below.
And if you'd like to support us monetarily, we have a Teespring and a PayPal, or we have our affiliate link with Plum Deluxe available. It does not affect the price of the tea, it just allows us to continue to do what we love. And you can find all of the sites mentioned linked below. But until the next time, guys, stay safe and stay spoopy. Bye!